Hi, welcome. This is Nintendo Voice Chat Book Club for April 2016, and this month we did Donkey Kong Country, which is about the adventures of a giant ape called Donk Eugene Kong. But yeah, it's so this is the game we played. It's for Super Nintendo. Um, so I figure tonight I'm here with Anthony and Edward.
Hey.
So you guys can say hi.
Hello, everybody.
Um, Adrian couldn't be here tonight because he's busy promoting his new game Tuna Cycle, which I hear is probably the greatest game of all time ever made. So hopefully we'll get to see that soon too.
Yeah, he's being a little selfish right now, so that's why.
Yeah, these kids nowadays, you can't do anything with them. So Donkey Kong Country was made by Rare, which is a really cool and interesting story about how they ended up making this game. So I figured I'd start with that, and then we'll get into the did we finish it? How was it? Does it still hold up? And how's that going? So Rare is actually a company based in England, born by two brothers, Tim and Chris Stamper. And they actually they made like a bunch of arcade hits in the 80s, Saberwolf Jetpack, Lunar Jetman. A lot of these just came back out on the Rare collection.
Rare Replay. Xbox One.
One Xbox One game to come out in the past 10 years. Yeah, so basically, the cool thing is they felt that they were initially making it for making a bunch of small arcade games for stay-home systems. What's the system for? Either way, it's some small system. But then they heard about the Famicom coming out in Japan, so they imported one, and they broke it down and pretty much reverse engineered Nintendo software. And instead of publishing legally like some companies did back then and try to rip it off, they went to Nintendo and was like, hey, we reverse engineered your software. Isn't that cool? And Nintendo's like, yeah, you know what? You have free reign. Pick whatever franchise you want, and you can make a game with it. So these guys, I guess, elected to use Donkey Kong. And they spent a whole bunch of time. I'm trying to find. They did this really cool thing in order to get the way 3D graphics working on it, because I mean it's pretty much this game and Star Fox that all of a sudden had these like 3D models that looked fantastic. And honestly, the game still looks pretty good. The backgrounds in it still look great.
Oh yeah.
It's like a little displaced, a little Resident Evil with static backgrounds and 3D guys moving across, or I guess Resident Evil is a little bit Donkey Kong Country.
As Nintendo calls it, the FX chip.
Yeah, that's how much more powerful it was in the Genesis. And I actually remember getting a Donkey Kong Country VHS tape. Did anybody else get that thing? Like, I don't know if it was a Nintendo Power thing, but it was like the whole VHS tape was like 6 minutes long. Maybe it was their version of the E3 presentation before I really was on the internet and stuff like that, because I was a kid and my mom wanted me on that.
And if anyone who's played Battletoads in RC Pro-Am for the Nintendo, you actually paired a Rare game. Before they became Rare, the Rare company, they was known as Rare. So it would be RAREWARE. So if you want to learn more about Rare, actually Retronauts has the podcast talking about Rare games and how they started in some of the games from to now. So it's a good episode to listen to.
Yeah, that's a really good call. Yeah, Retronauts are fantastic over there, and actually their podcast is doing really well. I saw.
Yeah.
And I mean, and actually, yeah, it's probably be better to listen to that because I'm saying all this stuff off the cuff. I wouldn't be surprised if I got like a detail wrong or two in there. But yeah, so I guess let's get into the game itself. So if you guys want to give me your initial impressions. I talked for the past like couple minutes, so hear from you guys.
Well, I played this game in 1994 when the game came out. I rented it back in actually December. I know it came out in November, but I played it for December. And because of playing Killer Instinct at the arcade, I was so hooked on to rare games. And then when I seen this game, Donkey Kong Country, I'm like, oh, this looks kind of amazing. Played it and was just like, this is very difficult because it's a game that you have to think that Nintendo didn't make this. Rare made this. So it's you can't take the Nintendo philosophy of design and how to play their games into this. It's a one hit, that's it kind of gameplay. You get hit once, you lose. Donkey or Diddy Kong, depending on who you're playing. If you one character again and you get hit, that's it. One checkpoint and you start the whole level over.
That was a really interesting choice too to think about. It's like, yeah, you didn't have hearts. Your version of hearts was Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. You had either one heart or two hearts, technically, if you want to talk about it that way. Whereas, yeah, each one of them was one life. And yeah, so
That was
Anthony, you want to give me any impressions as well?
this game. It just screams nostalgia because it's like, yeah, you only had 2 lives at the most, and one checkpoint throughout the whole level. But the levels were kind of short, but it's like you're just waiting for like where's that box? Where's that barrel with stars? I need to get that before I die again. Because you're not gonna make it back. And this game was just so fun. Like even to now, it still holds up.
Yep.
You can beat it faster now since we're adults, but I remember it was so hard back then when it first came out. I got it before this, and I remember getting blisters on my fingers from holding Y and jump, Y and jump, Y and jump, because you had to hold and run, there, that, that. It was so fun, and this game's just so awesome. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the interesting thing too, is they made it hard, but they also still balanced it for a younger audience because they just handed out free lives constantly in that game. You always have an option in every single level to get at least 2, if not 3, free lives along the way. So you die, and I mean, I've gotten a couple game overs playing it now, just because I'm careless and I'm like, okay, let me run through this. You feel like you know, and you make it honestly, you die. But then you get 5 or 10 free lives along the way. So it was a nice way to balance that too. So they did a lot of small clever things like that, and the no hearts, one hit kills, but you can have 2 characters, and we're just gonna give you a bunch of free lives.
It's just as easy to get the hearts as it is to lose them because, like I said, you only got those 2 lives and that's it. Once you hear that pop in the balloon, you know you're like fuck, I gotta.
Well, the game really tests your skill and precision. So you have to really time your jumps very well. And if you don't time it at the right time, you're dead. You're gonna lose a life. You're gonna get hit. You gotta keep good memorization throughout the whole thing. Because it feels like you want to speed run through the whole thing. Like the level design is kind of speed run. But they throw in so much challenge that if you mess up, if you don't have a good flow with it, you will have to do everything all over. The secrets are there, but it's just it gives you a feeling that I wish this level was over because I keep dying at this part 17 times. Oh, now I gotta start over from the same point, and there's so much in it, that it tests, and it's fun. It's a fun game. Don't get me wrong. It's really fun, but you have to be dedicated and you have to stay with it.
Yeah, and I mean they do some what I call platforming garbage nowadays, where it's they're kind of
say that it's so good.
I know the controls are a little stiff, and sometimes you had to be literally on the edge of a cliff to make that jump. If you want to make that jump, you had to be right at the edge. Oh, yeah. And sometimes if you held down on the D-pad, he would take an extra 5 steps, and you'd accidentally either fall off when trying to make that jump, or you wouldn't make it to the end. Especially in they do that stop and go station where you had to pretty much speed run parts of it. It's a very short Edward was saying, all levels are pretty short. Or whoever was saying, but you still had to run through it at points. And it forced you to make those last-ditch effort jumps. And you could do little stuff if you roll with Donkey Kong, you get a little extra speed and height. And Diddy Kong was just faster altogether, so if you need to make something longer, I usually switch to him if I had them both. but I didn't remember that sort of thing until I got probably halfway through the game. Then I wasn't making this jump with Donkey Kong. And I was like, oh yeah, I could probably switch by pressing select to Diddy, and then he can run and make that jump when Donkey Kong might have a little more trouble because he's a bit heavier. So subtle things like that are really clever too. Just like Rare was just on fire in those days. They could do very little wrong. They were clearly really smart guys.
Yeah, if you take the minecart level, where it's one of the like kind of automatic levels,
Minecart, mate.
yeah, that one would test you. That one would test your jumping abilities real good. Like there's a part of it that if you don't jump at the edge of it to jump over the cart that's landed there,
Yeah.
you land on the cart, you die. I mean, you don't die, but you lose whoever is with you. Um, and that was the thing about Donkey Kong Country is that the jumping mechanic in there was used not only for attacking but for actually kind of getting around for the level. And depending on who you jump on and how much you kind of hit the B button to actually jump high in the air, or if you landed on them, it would depend on where you would land at. Sometimes your jumping will not make it, and you'll actually run into the enemy and die.
Yeah, and
And
I mean, the same thing with the Donkey and Diddy Kong thing was Donkey Kong would kill bigger enemies if you jumped on them, but Diddy Kong he would just kind of bounce off them. So there was like that small mechanic, like the big blue guys, like oh.
yeah.
But yeah, so it's like they did it. There's a lot of clever things in there, and even though like I said, it's frustrating. To be honest, I didn't beat the game this time around. I didn't. I kept trying, but I would get frustrated and be like, okay, I'm gonna come back to this, and I would come back and I'd make stupid mistakes. It would be my fault, but some of it, I don't know. I would get kind of frustrated and be like, okay, I'm taking a break now. And yeah, what about you guys? Did you guys end up?
I got halfway through the game today, and I just took a break. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna cut this off and rest, and then I'll come back and be ready to go. Cause the game sometimes make my hands sweaty, and when that happens, my whole jumping positions and my whole gameplay is messed up. So I have to like take a step back and play. What I will say though is that it's one of the games that don't give you a invincibility in the whole game. So not having that invincibility like a Mario game, it makes it frustratingly hard sometimes.
There was kind of invincibility. It's like when you have both players and you lose one, you have those 3 seconds.
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
So I took advantage of that 3 seconds so many times.
Yeah, I definitely did the same thing. Yeah, that's definitely a good, another nice balance to the whole thing. Was you had those 2 seconds. There were definitely times and levels where I'd be like, okay, I'm just gonna let Donkey Kong die, and I'm just gonna make that jump because they would jump in the air when you got hit, and you'd have those 3 seconds to blink.
Yeah, because the only power-ups that you get is the animals that's in the level, like the rhino, the frog, the shark. Like those are the only kind of power-ups you really get throughout the thing. Besides getting Diddy Kong or Donkey Kong back, or getting a checkpoint. Like you really don't. I mean, you get the barrels that's empty to help you, or help you find secrets, but you really don't get no power-ups in this whole game.
Yeah. It's like with those animals, it was so easy to get them, especially if you found out the secret barrels. You just match the 3 or do whatever. But the animal I hated the most was the frog. I hated the frog. He did nothing for me.
Well, yeah, there's definitely a couple levels that I feel like a level made me hate the frog. I'm trying to think of what level it was.
It's probably.
What's that?
Was it when you're in the treetop one?
No, it's not a treetop one. I think
Is it like you at a temple and you got the little mouse and the big rolling?
Yep, that's it. Yeah, it was the one where you're in like this old like brick temple thing, and the beavers are running in the treadmills and they're going up and down. that level is one of the things that almost made me quit the game, like, done. Because there's this end area. They were brutal with some of their level endings in this.
Yes.
It'd be like that last small, you'd see the arrow. That's when you knew you were almost at the end of a level. You'd see that red arrow, and it'd be like, okay, the exit's over here. And you would, they put a really tough or annoying crap. And it got to me. I'd be like, God damn it! And then you have to start at the midpoint.
Yeah, that dang bird, and he's throwing coconuts on 3 sides, and you need to jump on him to get further on, and you can't. I'm just like, you punk.
Those bastards. And it's sorry. Go
very end, there was like you see the arrow, but you don't know if there's at least one more enemy you gotta beat, because when you see the arrow, you're just dashing for the very end. But if you dash too fast, you die.
Yeah, and that's what initially the arrow used to be relief, but then towards like the later half of the game, you'd see it and it's like, oh, what garbage do they have at this part? And I only say garbage out of frustration. It's not like it was actually bad. I really enjoyed the game, and one thing that we of course have to talk about is the music, because the music is great. I mean, it's interesting that they managed to get it real. They managed to do a really great job with the music in this game, despite not being directly under Nintendo, because Nintendo always nailed that stuff. You always had good music, but it's just really impressive that, like I said, you've got this company in England that went to Japan and they're like, hey, we broke your system. Can we make a game for you guys? And they said, yeah, sure, do whatever you want. You have complete creative control. And you don't see Nintendo do that often. I guess like they're like what Platinum is in the modern day. I don't even know what to compare them to now.
Yeah, they did it most recently with Platinum with Bayonetta 2.
Yeah.
Hey,
like you guys
make a good game, just do it. And I like how they're doing it nowadays. It's just letting the companies do what they do best. Because Microsoft or Sony, they had to have at least some say in it. They're like, oh, we don't like that. No, but Nintendo was like, we have full faith in you. Do what you got, and go ahead. And it's 90% of the time, it's a badass game.
Heck, they even did that to Shovel Knight with the Amiibo. Nintendo's like, oh, you want to make an Amiibo of Shovel Knight? Go right ahead.
But this... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, that was it.
Oh, it's really interesting because Nintendo is definitely a company, especially when it came to games, for being, like, too controlling. Like, it had to be on a cartridge. It had to be this. You can't use our franchises.
Yeah.
But Rare, where it was one of the rare times where Nintendo was like, yeah, do whatever. And you're right, they did the same thing with Yacht Club games. That's what I was trying to think of who they were. It's like, yeah, you guys can make a great game that, like, encompasses what we, like, a genre that we essentially created. So, yeah, you guys can make an Amiibo. Go ahead. And then, yeah, they just went and let them do it, which is absolutely crazy and awesome. And it's interesting that they don't do it often, so when they do actually let these companies get full creative control, you can tell that they are somebody special.
Right.
Yeah.
And if Nintendo has anything to say, they gonna go over there and like say and point out some flaws and be like, okay, this is how you can make it better, and give them some ideas. That's what I like when Nintendo does stuff like that with a lot of companies.
But I mean, then you have the opposite side of where people are saying that the issue with Star Fox Zero is because Miyamoto went into Platinum and was like, hey, you guys need to have, I want you to use the gamepad here, and let's do this. So it's like there's definitely examples of both, and it's kind of, it's just interesting that they pulled it off. And I was also trying to think, like, they never really, the Donkey Kong 2 and 3 had, like, small twists, or Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3 had small twists, but they never really, like, I feel like this game is probably the game. I mean, Tropical Freeze is a really good Donkey Kong Country game. But I think that's the first time that they nailed it since then, because they sure as hell didn't nail it Donkey Kong 64, despite that. I mean, the only thing good about that was the dope rap song at the beginning of it.
We don't talk about that game, okay? The game is
I got that game for Christmas, and I played that almost every day. I didn't get a chance to finish it, and I wish I did, but I did own
Well,
that game.
I didn't finish it because it was real bad. Like it was everything bad about the collectathon genre of like you've got your like Super Mario 64, Banjo Kazooie, and they just like went all in on that with Donkey Kong 64 in the worst way possible.
But you know what? In platforming games during that N64 time, and even PlayStation 1 time, that was the thing, collectathons. If you look at Spiral, if you look at Crash Bandicoot, Croc, um, Punky Skunk, all these games that came out for PlayStation that was platforming games, it was a whole bunch of collectathons. Heck,
Actually, yeah. Speaking of, I was trying to think. I like the idea in this game of you collect Kong, you get an extra life, which is one of the examples of like the lives they gave you. And I was trying to think, are there any other examples? Like, was this the first game to do the collect four and get a prize? Like, if you complete a set, you get a
no,
bonus.
no,
What
Super Mario World. No, Super Mario World. When you collect the 5 Yoshi coins, you
Oh,
get a
yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's what.
Like in this game, you had to collect them in order. So it's like if you miss a K or a letter, you're like, damn it, I had to go back all the way to try to find it.
Yeah,
And Yoshi ones, they're pretty easy to find.
Oh, you
some
know,
of them are.
actually, I could go further than that. There's a game called Karnov that's by Daddy East. They did it for the arcade and for the Nintendo, where you had to collect the letters to get like an extra life or power up. And
Was
it
that
goes,
the pre Super Mario World?
yeah,
Okay,
that was during the Nintendo, the NES days, like arcade and NES.
interesting. Yeah,
Um,
because I was trying to think of like what other games did the collect a set, you get a bonus. I mean, I kind of wish that there was a little more to it, like you got something else, but it's also, like I said, it's early days at this point. Like in Tropical Freeze, if you get everything at a level, you unlock bonus art, little figurines, and stuff like that, and I thought that was really cool because it gave you something more worth your while than a free life, because you'd be like, oh, I got KONG free life, I got dozens of free lives. It doesn't even matter. Like
Yeah.
it's just an extra little thing for people that have that itch to just get every single thing that they need on the way. Which sometimes I am that person, but not this.
This,
that's
this game,
me too.
this game would suck for people who have OCD because they have to get every little thing, and that's how I felt. Because if I miss, especially in like the mining one with the tracks,
Yeah.
there's like you make a jump, and on the next level there's like two rails. You make the overjump.
Oh yeah, yeah. You overjump on top. Yeah, you miss. You can see it. It teases you because it's
Yeah,
like, jump too early. If you jump,
yeah.
or I mean, you jump too
Like,
late. If you jump too early, you could have gotten that letter. So
Mega
yeah, you.
Man, I think Mega Man 8 or one of the X games. No, I think Mega Man X3 does that, where you have to collect these power ups to open up this door. And if you miss the jump to get that power, you were screwed. I'm like this. Uh,
Yeah, I remember. I don't think I'm. I don't think I ever played X. Actually, was that an X collection for GameCube or something?
yeah,
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so I definitely played it at least once. I can't believe they haven't re-released that, by the way. But I don't want to get too out of control yet. But yeah, so like I was just thinking in general, it's just pretty much Donkey Kong Country is the definitive version of that game. I feel like until Tropical Freeze, but now people
Right.
would call that kind of like dated. But either way, it's just really interesting that they didn't really add much to it over the years that and succeeded like they did in this. Like this was something completely new. They used new graphics technology that they pushed the NES. I think it's just like this and Star Fox are like the two games that you're like, holy crap, that's on that's on a Super Nintendo.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
just
If,
they're
The,
really
if,
talented.
that's
if,
when it was pushing like 32 megabits.
if they were to make this game now, I think like DKC would be the main game, and like Diddy's Quest and like Dixie's 2 and 3. Those would be probably DLC because they didn't
Yeah.
really do much, like you said. Like they really just changed the characters and added some levels. And like if you think about it nowadays, like okay, how much have we changed so far to where the games are adding so much now to the primary one? that they could. If nowadays they come with Dixie and what, Pinky Kong.
There's Dixie. There's the giant baby.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
remember Giant Baby's name.
Yeah, I can't remember his name at all. I'm trying to think. And there was I really like Funky Kong. Is pretty awesome. And there's Candy, who is was she only in this one?
No, she's been on this.
Okay.
Yeah, she's in the whole thing.
Like she's kind of Skanky Kong.
She's just
She would save your game.
She looks like a Muppet.
Yeah, she invited you in her barrel. I said yes.
Double entendre. I don't know what that means.
And
I must say this though. It art style wise, it does not hold up. I just like, oh, this is eyesore now. Like it does not look good compared to like to compare to Tropical Freeze. Like I would want a remake of this game in HD. Like fix because compared to Mario 60, not Mario 64, Super Mario RPG kind of uses the same what art style. That still somewhat holds up. This looks like a Game Boy Advance game, but with Atari Lynx filter over it. Like it looks muddy and it does not look good art wise.
I mean, it's definitely you could definitely tell that there are these static backgrounds. Like the trees are there, they don't move. It's just literally an overlay of a non-moving background and just like 3D character sprites on top, which is impressive for the time. I don't think it looked bad. But I also didn't play it on a big screen TV. I played it on 3DS. So that's like, I don't know, like you can activate pixel perfect mode on 3DS and you're good. But like I said, on a big screen TV, you could probably be right. It might look garbage on that because I haven't played it on a big screen.
Yeah, I played it. I mean, compared to when I played it for the 94, compared to now, I look at it and just be like, oh my goodness, this art style just doesn't hold up. Because like even when you're swimming, like you could see the difference of Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong in the water. Like it looks like they're just laying over the water that's going on. It's just like, no. Like for some unknown reason, like Clay Fighter looks better than this game.
Really?
It's not get crazy.
Yes.
I don't know.
Anthony, what'd you play it on?
I played it on. Well, I was gonna originally play it on my Wii, well, the Wii U, but the Wii mode.
Yeah.
And then on my $1.50 just to upgrade, so I might as well. I upgraded on the Wii U, and then I got coins from the My Nintendo for that.
Yeah, My Nintendo. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, sweet. I didn't even know I could do that. So I got like 10 coins off of that, and so I'm like, I beat the game. I'm like, well worth it all. Just for
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's
it's like when I played it, I would just leave it. I start a game and then I would just leave it in the beginning just so that way I could just play music for a couple seconds and just enjoy it because that's how good it was. And I don't think you can enjoy it that much if you played it on a 3DS because I played that loud.
yeah. I mean, it definitely does not have. Yeah, 3DS sound speakers are not the greatest, even on the new 3DS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to play this on a not a big TV, at least a TV, so that way you get the full effect from the music, to the sound effect, to the voices, and everything like that.
Well, the music is just like it's a mix of the music like set the environment, like kind of match the environment. But like when the first level, it sounds very jazzy with the horns and stuff, but it still got that calypso somewhat feel with the drums. Like okay, this is a jungle sound, but it's kind of fun when you add these horns, especially if you watch the Donkey Kong Country cartoon.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was looking up just now. David Wise is his name. I couldn't believe I didn't remember it. I was like, it was driving me nuts. But yeah, he's obviously famous for his music from this. And I think Giant Bomb did a great mini thing where it was there's another composer that's really similar to him, and I wish I had it. But they did a guessing game of like, is it David Wise or is it this other guy that did a bunch of other similar games. I think did he do Banjo Kazooie? Maybe it was the guy that did Banjo Kazooie. That he was comparing him to because they're very similar, kind of weird, quirky music is the way I guess I'd describe it. But it's great, and like the soundtracks, like the underwater track when you're swimming around, that's just a really nice, relaxing.
You can fall asleep to that.
Huh?
You can fall asleep to that music. The ambient.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I actually think I have played that to put myself to sleep.
the water level in Donkey Kong Country is like the kind of the best. It's so relaxing.
Yeah, and like you said, it is a thing where you can just leave it on in the background.
I love the music, but I hated the underwater levels. Dude. Those were so hard. You had no control on how fast or how slow you were going.
Yeah.
I think the water levels was the easiest ones in the whole game.
I don't know, if you got the swordfish, then you were good. Like it didn't matter, you could take anything out.
I didn't even get the swordfish.
No, the swordfish did nothing because the bosses I want, or the enemies I wanted to kill, it couldn't kill. Like the octopus that would spin around the
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
bastard. Yeah, I mean, I'd pretty much for octopus, it would just be like my third heart. The animal would be like the swordfish. Be like, oh yeah, if I get hit, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was cool is that you got hit while on any of the animals, it would just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, so that we still get another chance on it. While nowadays it's just like you hit, it dies.
Yeah, they use that whole Yoshi from Super Mario World, where they give you a chance if you can run and catch up, or like if they got caught in a ditch, you just jump right back on, like you'd have that third heart and help you out again.
Did you guys try? Did you guys get to like all the animals' bonus levels?
What's that?
You guys get to like all the animal bonus levels to where like you collect 3 of the animal icons to their bonus level.
Oh yeah, those things, yeah. Those that was another way to get nice free lives.
Yeah. Not this playthrough. I did it.
You didn't,
Sorry, go.
Oh, let's just say not this playthrough. I did it. I was just trying to get through the levels like real quick. And then I would probably go back and then try to look for everything and then beat it that way.
that was probably like the easiest way to get 3 to 4 lives easy.
Yep.
And every time.
That's definitely. I was gonna say that's what I did when I would get stuck on a level because I was just being stupid or impatient. Every time you die, you can get, if you knew where one of those icons was, then you can go back and get that same one again and again and again. So every 3 times I died, if I was stuck somewhere, I'd get 3, and then you'd be able to get 3 or 4 lives. I think the max I ever got was 3 from one of those bonus levels.
I got
Probably
4
around 300.
That was it. I was so lucky that then. Yeah, it's usually about 3 of them. I don't know. The one I got the most was the fish, and swordfish, you can find those hidden rooms as well, which can be even more. I don't know if you guys found those or not.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple, like there's hidden rooms in those bonus levels, which is a nice touch. Like you can, especially with the fish, you can swim through certain walls.
Yeah.
And it would even tell you, like it would be numbered by the collectible mini fish. Be like, this is room number 2.
Yeah.
And so you knew that there was more out there, which was a nice little touch. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, if you got 4 free lives from those, you had to have a hell of a run because the most I got was 3. That's like.
Did you guys check like when you come out the cave when you start the level? Did you ever go back and see if there's any secrets and stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Like if I knew that I missed something, I would go back. I didn't do it. I did it maybe once or twice with this one because. If it was a level that I got stuck on for a little while, I'd just be like, nope, screw that level. I'm just gonna keep pushing.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I went past it and like I hit like the checkpoint or I beat it, I'm like, no, screw it. I'm ready to close. I'm not gonna risk it.
Yeah. Especially like technically, it's easier on Virtual Console, but I think Candy's save points, like your game didn't save unless if you went there, right?
Yeah.
Like, so like on the Super Nintendo version, you had to get to the Candy save point before you shut that thing off, or else you screwed. You lose your info. But nice thing about Virtual Console is, yeah, you could just kind of exit it out. It'll save, and then be like, oh, resume right back in there.
I think I've only done that like twice, just because there's like no way I'm gonna reach Candy in this many lives.
Yeah.
And I was like towards, because right when I hit the snow level, that's where it became so hard to do. I'm like, I cannot be cocky. I gotta be patient. And that I've died so many times on the goddamn snow levels.
I think there was one guy in the book club. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, but he was saying that he really didn't die that much till the end when fighting King K. Rool. It's like, damn, you have to be pretty good. Like your platforming game has to be on point if you're that good. Because I sure as hell I got game over after game over after game over, and it's yeah.
Yeah, that's why your jump in. It gotta be precise. You got to be ready to time stuff and go. Cause those bees going up and down, getting in your way.
Cheap
Screw it.
garbage.
I didn't have much trouble with these. I think the hardest level I had was when, well, you guys didn't finish the game, right?
Yeah, no, like I said, I could not get it done in time. I got up to the forest this time. I mean, I beat it originally, and it took me forever. I remember when I was younger, and I beat that game because it was just such like a proud moment because it was tough. Because the Super Nintendo, like I had a Nintendo, but Super Nintendo was the first time where I got really into the games that I had, like dove deep.
Well, there's like this one level before King K. Rool, is to where you're in the caves and you have to hit the lights with the light barrel. Turn on the lights, and if you don't turn it on quick enough, they turn off. But the thing is, though, while you're trying to like speedrun through that level, the enemies jump the same time you jump. So you literally have to jump before them. That way, when they get down, hit them. So it's all precise timing on that level, and that's part or like 20 times easy on that one. I was just getting so frustrated, and once I beat it, I literally put the controller down. I cried for a little couple seconds.
Yeah, that's. I was gonna say you put your controller down and then you snapped it in half and said
No.
never again. Nah.
Like once I unlocked Funky Kong, and I haven't got the candy thing, and after I beat the level, I would go to, I'll be like, I'm going to your plane, I'm flying somewhere to candy to save where I'm at, and then I'll finish and work on the game some more.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do all of that craziness.
that's a clever little thing to do too. Yeah, if you get Funky Kong fly to a previous level, go to that candy. That was a nice little like thing where they didn't make it obvious, but they had that option in there. It's like, oh yeah, I could take Funky Kong, fly back this level, go to candy, and then go to that world's Funky Kong, and then fly back to wherever I'm at now. So they had a nice. It's just like another balance thing. Another thing we didn't talk about, which is really cool. Speaking of intro raps, Donkey Kong 64. Even this one had a nice little intro of like, hey, you know, you got old Cranky Kong in his chair, rocking, listening to the gramophone, and then next thing you know, you got Donkey Kong coming in there young and hip, and just knocking him out with the boombox, and then doing that whole 90s R&B.
Yeah, that's 90s. That was so 90s. They always thought that was cool, and it's just be like.
Yeah, I don't think I ever did the boombox on my shoulder.
And then you had Diddy Kong come out dancing and then put his hat backwards. We thought he was cool.
Yeah.
But it was weird that they added that, and that's more of an 80s thing than a 90s thing.
That's true. Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, it's like it was just to like show that they were kind of hip. This is not your grandfather's Super Nintendo Donkey, or I mean, this is not your grandfather's arcade or Nintendo Donkey Kong. This is the new Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a completely new platformer. It's not just running to save the princess from Mad Monkey throwing barrels.
I think they were just trying to copy that's all it really was.
What's that?
I think they're just trying to copy Limp Bizkit with the backwards hat.
Yeah. And actually, speaking of, I got a Diddy Kong amiibo. His hat brim is some serious length on that. That's like more than a golf cap.
You get the special ed from King Kong.
Yeah, that's a hell of a. And it's got the P stand from
No, it's
Link's P
crap
stand.
stand. Crap
Actually,
stand.
the P stand it actually looks like he's peeing, like up and everything.
You're ruining them for us.
At least Donkey Kong. At least this stand isn't brown, I guess. So,
Yeah, I think it's brown and bad.
if it was brown, that would not be good. But I also have P stand Link sitting right here as well.
Take that.
Link.
Speaking of amiibos, did you guys hear about the Splatoon?
Yeah, I'm definitely getting me some Callie and Marie amiibos. I don't think I'm getting the new colored Splatoon stuff.
Yeah, no.
But the Callie and Marie amiibos, I gotta get them.
But what they do, bro.
I'll let you know when I get them at my job. I'll try to take a picture and show you guys. Be like, this is what we got.
And then we're all gonna be mad, and then we're all gonna try to find you, and everything like that. It's not gonna be good.
I don't know. Nintendo's amiibo games have been pretty strong lately. They've been making once they realized that they were actually making money. They're like, okay, we can up production and let's get more out there. So they've been a lot better.
Yeah.
And I mean, like there are little things like I said, the Donkey Kong Country I played on my 3DS, my new 3DS, partially because it justified me owning a new 3DS. Because it's the only, like aside from Xenoblade Chronicles and Binding of Isaac, it's like Super Nintendo games. But I mean, I've got Earthbound on it too, that's one of my favorite games. You should go back and watch that if you haven't. By the way, really good conversation.
That's a discussion for the ages.
Yeah. But actually, we can talk about speaking of weird Nintendo things. If we're any final thoughts on Donkey Kong, and then maybe since we're running a little short, actually we're making pretty decent time. We're at like 40 minutes. We can talk we can talk a little bit about the hot topic that is Nintendo's E3. Real quick. So, any final thoughts on Donkey Kong? We'll start with Anthony.
I think the last thing to talk about is that you have to rank it.
Oh yeah.
So,
This is easy for me.
This one's probably on the top for me. So we're in April, so it's only 4 games we played so far.
Yes.
They were
Pokemon, Metroid Prime, and The Legend of Zelda, the first one.
Okay. So Adrian would be pissed at us if we didn't at least talk about this.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a real good call. You would have, yeah. I'm glad somebody saved me. I would be booted out of the group tomorrow.
You wouldn't, no.
Nah, I know. So yeah, I guess Anthony, where do you rank this? So we've got you said we got Pokemon, Metroid Prime, Zelda, and this is April.
This one would probably have to be out of those 4. It's hard between 1 because part 1 would be Legend of Zelda because it has so much, just memories and nostalgia and everything like that. But this one, I'd say would probably be number 1 for me. So for me, at least, it would be Donkey Kong, Metroid, Prime, and then Pokemon.
What about you, Edward?
This one is easy for me. It would have to be Metroid Prime first, Pokemon second, The Legend of Zelda, and this is fourth.
Really?
Really?
Yes. Donkey Kong Country does not hold up compared to other platforming games.
It totally holds up.
I mean, trust me, if we was playing Yoshi's Island for the Super Nintendo, Donkey Kong Country would have even been thought of. Like,
I'm not gonna trust you because the person who says the Pokemon that we all hate the most.
I still laugh about that post.
And you're also saying that the best Punisher is the jackass from the second movie.
I love Warzone. Warzone is still the best.
Oh, sorry, Edward. Yeah, that's.
Punisher Warzone is amazing. We'll talk after.
Oh.
But I think that like even though it's a fun game, um, it's not one of Rare's best games. I think something like Jet Force Gemini is way better than Donkey Kong Country.
Mm,
I just feel like there's a I played better platforming games. It was a good intro. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that Donkey Kong Country was made and that it was something at the time that when you played it, it was fun. I just don't think it holds up well compared to like The Legend of Zelda
oh,
or Metroid Prime or even Pokemon. Like Pokemon got downloaded 1.5 million.
Yeah, that's modern too. It's not even counting the
Right.
yeah.
well, that's
And, and
all. That's all our generation that's downloading. Kids nowadays, they're like, "Oh, this is too slow. You can't do anything." They don't give a crap about that. It's like all those 1.5 our age, from 25 to
Yeah,
how old are you?
there's
70.
the
who
Gen X and
me?
Y.
Yeah, yeah. I just think that that there's just better platforming games than Donkey Kong Country. So I have to rank it number four.
That's
You're,
fair. I
I'm,
mean,
I'm letting you know this right now. You're gonna get so much hate from the group, dude. Especially Adrian and Johnny.
well, it's crazy is the I completely agree that the Punisher thing is crazy. But out of the four so far this month, Donkey Kong's actually fourth for me too.
Oh my!
I know. I know. That's why I wasn't arguing too much. I was like, oh, I can't. Yep.
I can't stand this. I need to drink more.
Well, what the ranking now stands at
It's like
the ranking stands now as Pokemon is first, Metroid Prime is second, I think. The Legend of Zelda is third, and then Donkey Kong Country is fourth.
I like Zelda's number one for me, easy. Like it's such an important game, such a huge like open. It's an open world exploration game. I was really upset I couldn't make that. To make that an NVC book club chat. I would have loved to have been there. I played it in Japanese with help of
Ooh.
Clyde Mandelin's like Legend of Localization book.
Oh,
I need
nice.
to find that and I need to buy it.
Fangamer.com. I think it's like 25. It's less than 30. It's good. It's real good.
I need to
Real
order that.
full color booklet. Got like a Zelda timeline thing, like insert on it, which is pretty sweet.
What?
And like I said, yeah, the book is full color with like really cool small stories about how they made the game and like the regions that they used and stuff like that, like the exploration side of it. And it actually came with, this real quick.
See, now you're gonna have to make me bust out my.
We're digressing a bit. So it came with, this is how I played it in Japanese. It came with like this passport that actually helps you read some of the kanji in it. Let me get to a decent page right here. So you go through and I'd be able to get, sorry it's a little out of focus, you'd be able to get little words and stuff like that. Plus the Japanese Game Boy Advance cartridge, because Game Boy Advance is actually like the only region-free handheld for Nintendo, which is really interesting. So I can actually play the Japanese version without having to import, but that's a really cool cover
Nice.
for that.
Wow.
Even though, like you said, sorry, it's not focusing, but not focusing as clear as I want.
And
But,
can I
yeah,
say, I think that was the cover of one of EGM's second, it was the second or their third issue when they first came out.
really.
Yeah, I used to have this. I used to have it.
Yeah, but so that's number one for me, easy. Number two would have to be Metroid Prime because love the Metroid series and who knew that they could do a first-person shooter right. So that's definitely number two. Number three is Pokemon. Because Pokemon's Pokemon. I was in a Pokemon club when I was in elementary school and in junior high. And actually, I think I might have told this story somewhere on here. My Pokemon Yellow was stolen when I was in school, but my fourth grade teacher gave me his copy of Pokemon
Aww.
Yellow after mine was stolen. So obviously I had to restart it, but it was still a cute, cool thing that he definitely did not have to do. Yeah, so that game is special to me, and yeah, then Donkey Kong's fourth, and it's not because it's a bad game. It's just because the other games are really good. Like Donkey Kong Country is a really important game, especially for the Super Nintendo. Like it's a graphics benchmark at the time, and it was like one of the first times that Nintendo gave a company, especially a company outside of Japan, that was like, yeah, you guys can do whatever. Pick a franchise. Like they could have picked Metroid, they could have picked Zelda, and who knows like what would have happened from there.
Oh, I'm so glad Rare didn't touch Metroid. Oh, that's a franchise I'm glad Rare never touched.
Well, neither is Nintendo, right?
Um, Actually, you know what? I could respect. I love the fact that Tecmo touched Metroid with Other M, because like I keep saying that it taught Tecmo how to really make a better action game than Ninja Gaiden did.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, Other M did some stuff right. I mean, nobody complained too much about the gameplay in Other M. They just complained about the story and yeah, basically Samus being uh, uh, held back by the way she was written in that. I think that's really the only issue that a lot of people
yeah,
have here. But yeah. So I guess we don't want to go too crazy, but I guess we could take like another 15 minutes or so and give your opinion on the craziness that has been Nintendo over the past week and a half. So yeah, either of you wants to start, and I could finish up after. Yeah, we'll each talk a little bit.
I must say I'm hyped for E3 with Nintendo. I think a lot of people are making it seem that, oh, they're only showing Zelda and complaining about that. I'm just like, you guys got to realize that Nintendo got a lot of stuff planned and they don't want to reveal it. It's only May now. I mean, we still have a month and a half. What my concern is more Sony and Microsoft on what they're going to show in half of the end of the year, because I know Sony's going to show PlayStation VR half of the conference. Do we really want to see that? And like Microsoft, they have to make sure that they show gameplay, because if both of those companies keep showing just trailers, it doesn't matter what game is coming out. It's just a bunch of trailers with no kind of gameplay.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what they're going to show for E3. I'm glad they're holding off on the NX, because I believe that they're getting stuff ready to do it proper. I'd rather have a proper release and showcase of the NX than have it at E3.
Yeah.
You know.
What about you, Anthony?
Um, with this, it's very interesting. I'm pretty sure everybody expected it to happen, but there's no way it would come out this year. And with the whole delays and announcing time and everything like that, when everybody was EMSing over the group and everything like that, over the NVC group, oh, why is it doing this? Oh, they're gonna fail. I'm like, no, everybody saw this coming. They haven't said anything throughout the whole year ever since last E3, and it's like, why? That's why I was being quiet. I didn't say anything. I was like, if I agree with your statement, I like. Unlike Adrian or you, who went into arguments and started debating, like,
Yeah.
these guys are idiots. They're not gonna prevent. But it's very understandable. I'm glad that they're doing this. Just because if they're supposed to come out this holiday, supposedly, they're going to have to go against PSVR, which is
Yeah.
a huge thing right now. The whole Oculus and Vive and PSVR, they would have just been crushed. There would have been no hope for it.
Well,
And
they would have to go against Final Fantasy 15 and Persona 5. Like, they would have to go against those games. And I would rather see if those two are going to succeed or fail. Because if they both fail, then Nintendo missed the opportunity of having Zelda U out for the holiday.
yeah,
If they both succeed, I'm glad that Zelda U got moved to March.
yeah,
That's how I see it.
I'm glad too. It's just like I wish they would at least like say, the Wii U version is going to be out in the holiday, but
That's yeah. That's the
next one,
surprising thing.
the next one will be in in March with extra stuff in it. So that's why it gives at least some people hope that they're making progress and that they're doing something with it because they've only released less than 20 seconds of anything about it. And it's just everybody's losing faith in them right now. The whole how much they're worth, the not the stock, the sharings went down
Yeah,
61%.
their stock shares went down. I think 8% on one day. But yeah, I mean,
They lowered their sharing in the Seattle Mariners, which they've had since the 80s.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
it just all happened within 1 or 2 days, which is why everybody was freaking out. And it's just like, why why is everybody so shocked?
yeah. I mean,
Every
it's tough. A lot of people they don't have. I think a lot of people's issues, which is something I'm not worried about yet, where it's like everybody's like, what are we going to play on our Nintendo consoles? That's what they want to know. And as far as so they said in their press thing that there's not going to be any NX stuff, which if it's not coming out till March, then that makes sense that they're not going to talk about it yet because yeah, they want to make sure that they have their launch lineup nailed down. They want to make sure that the branding is on point because branding is massively important as they learned from naming a console the Wii U.
It's
And
smart to release that during tax return season.
yeah, but I think like people, the biggest thing that people are worried about, or at least that I would be worried about, but I'm not worried yet, is yeah, what are we gonna play this year on Wii U? Why do I want a Wii U? And even like 3DS, but I feel like we can't judge them until after E3. They always keep stuff close to the chest. And I
Yeah.
think at E3 they said Zelda's gonna be the only playable game there, not the only game there.
Yeah.
So they're going to show that. I'm hoping that they're going to drop some bombshells, but I think that it's the type of thing where we can't judge until E3.
But what
Once
are
their
we gonna
E3
play on
press
the
conference
on?
happens.
My thing is, what we gonna play on the other consoles? What we gonna play on PlayStation 4? What we gonna play on Microsoft? Besides Call of Duty, which we played thousands of times, Final Fantasy 15, and Persona. Those are
Yeah,
only three games. If Shenmue 3 get
Uncharted.
Uncharted, yeah. What
I
about
mean, the
Shenmue?
thing is that like even though Sony's first parties are haven't really released that much, they still have third party support, which Nintendo has indie support, which is fantastic. But
Right.
The
the
humble bundle deal.
yeah, but people are still wondering. It's like, what can they get that's new on a Nintendo console? That I don't think like first party, since Nintendo has such little first party support, they're more concerned about what are they going to play on their console compared to the other stuff because even Sony's not concerned about their first party stuff, even though they basically haven't released anything first party in a while, because they know that they'll have your Dark Souls, your Street Fighters, your Uncharted's, like stuff like that. They know that they're going to get these big titles, and it's going to sell for their system because this generation everybody has a PS4. I mean, like a lot of people do. Like it's one of the best-selling consoles ever. So
I mean, I have one, but I haven't touched it in months. I think I could have known to buy some of the Golden Week sales and haven't touched it after that. Well, the thing for me is that I'm not concerned what I'm going to play for the holiday. Like, I just want Nintendo just continue to release games so I can have fun with and really dedicate some time. And it's not about what I'm going to play for this holiday season. My thing is that am I going to have fun with what I purchase? Like Paper Mario Color Splash, I cannot wait for that game to come out because I'm always gonna have Dragon Quest 7 and Dragon Quest 8. That's gonna take me a whole bunch of
I'm
time.
getting both of those. I'm a huge Dragon Quest person. I'm trying to get a Dragon Quest game on for the book club one of these times. I'm gonna
Yeah,
get it. I'm gonna get it.
and my thing with like with Sony and Microsoft, it's just like, what are you guys gonna offer me to keep purchasing games for your system? I'm more concerned about the other two than I am for Nintendo.
See that's interesting. I mean, like I'm not concerned about Nintendo at all. Even if like I said, they're getting into mobile, they're releasing a Fire Emblem and an Animal Crossing game on mobile,
Hmm.
and mobile is like they're. Mitomo already made like a decent amount of money. Like imagine what an actual game is gonna make on that.
Yeah.
Right.
People see the Nintendo, the brand still has power. People see Nintendo, and people see like it doesn't matter whether it's Animal Crossing or Fire Emblem. If random people see a Nintendo game on the eShop or on the App Store, the iPhone App Store, they're gonna download it, especially if it's free.
Yeah.
So
And
from that perspective, like they're fine and they have a ton of money. So I'm
they
not worried
got
about
a
Nintendo in general, but
they got a ton of backlog games that you could go back and get. If you
yeah,
have not played Bayonetta 2, if you haven't played Pikmin 3, Super Mario 3D World, like there's stuff that you could
yeah.
go back and pick. You still got Mario Maker levels still coming out. Like
Baby
there's
Metal just got added to Mario Maker, and I like Baby Metal, so I already got him.
I mean, so you got a lot of stuff to fill your holiday. It's not the new thing. It's just that if there's games that you're missing, it's time for you to go get them and play them.
Yeah, I
Random.
completely agree. Like my backlog is huge enough. I'm actually like, yeah, I get relieved more than anything with like the fact that it's like, oh, Nintendo's game doesn't have a game coming up for a couple months. That's good, so I can finally go back and play this. Or like I'm playing Star Fox Zero right now, which I'm having a great time with. But like they after this, like I'm probably gonna buy Fire Emblem, Sharp, FE, Shin Megami
Oh,
Tensei, Tokyo
oh,
Mirage Sessions,
yes.
Dance
Oh,
Dance
yes. I cannot
Dance.
wait for that. I cannot wait for Tokyo.
Because like I was saying, like
Yes.
it's got a Shin Megami Tensei vibe, and everybody is afraid. Kind of like you were saying before, everybody's afraid of Persona. Like everybody, nobody wants to really see him same week as Persona. It's kind of like it's bigger in Japan, obviously, but that holds a lot of power. And even people here, like after Persona 4 Golden, like if you own a Vita, you have that game and you played it, and it's like the type of thing where all like if, Square Enix is afraid of it. They sent out a survey being like, if we release Final Fantasy 15 the same week as Persona 5, which game are you gonna buy? So they're actually thinking of moving their release date just so it doesn't come out the
Oh,
same day as Persona 5.
Persona 5 all the way. If I want to play Final Fantasy 15, I'll just throw in Kingdom Hearts 2 and play that.
I mean, it's like it's a scary thing, and it's cool that Nintendo, and I think they deserve some credit for getting Atlas to be like, hey, make a Persona game for our system, and you can use one of our assets.
Oh,
And
easy
they
because
used Fire Emblem, but it sucks that it apparently didn't do that well in Japan, and I don't know if that's like the Wii U's install base or what, but I'm excited to check it out when it comes out over
oh,
here.
Atlas makes more money on Nintendo than Sony platforms.
I'm sure that, yeah, I guess they probably do. I mean, yeah, they release all those Entry and Odyssey games and stuff like that, but
I mean, Shin Megami Tensei, that was on PlayStation. That got moved to Nintendo. Only game that's really on PlayStation is Persona 5. If they would have moved Persona to Nintendo, Atlas would have made a killing.
I wonder if, and I mean, we don't know that they didn't. I mean, they're clearly getting third parties for, like Square let it slip that, they're like, hey, yeah, we're making Dragon Quest 11 for the NX. There haven't been any more details since that first like thing, but it's like, oh yeah, it's coming. So obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe when NX announces, maybe that's a launch port title, being like, oh yeah, Persona 5 on on the NX. Like
Well,
that would be huge.
I think Square Enix learned because of Bravely Default, and hopefully Bravely Second sell well here in America for them.
I think it's doing all right. I mean, I personally am not going to pick it up because I'm playing friggin' what's it called? Picked up Fire Emblem again because I never actually got through all of that. But either way, yeah, it's like it's an interesting thing.
I'm looking at
Is that the new 3DS?
What?
That's the other new 3DS?
No, this is just a case for it. This is
Ah,
just in case.
cool.
You guys lost me. So let's start talking about, Dragon's Quest. And,
I know. We're gonna do it 1 month. I'm getting it in there. Gonna-
you have just as much of a chance of getting that as I do with Silent Hill. Okay.
No, well, Silent Hills, I'm with you. I love that game, and that's a gem.
Silent Hill.
Or
Yeah, there's-
Silent Hill Shattered Memories for Wii.
Oh, okay. Because if you said the
Great
first
game.
Silent Hill is like garbage of a series. I just cannot stand that.
What's it called? PT was fantastic,
Who?
and like Huh?
What was it?
PT, the
PT.
demo, the Silent Hills demo for
Oh,
PS4.
yeah. PT.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that game scared the crap out of me. Like that was a
I'm afraid to play
great,
it.
like classic Silent Hill type scares. Like Kojima nailed it, Del Toro. But
Yeah.
yeah. All right. I think we should probably wrap it up because we're over an hour now, which is good, and we're kind of tail spinning. So
Who cares?
yeah,
Adrian's
I know. Yeah, so we just keep going all night, dancing all night.
No, I
Um,
think we should kind of wind it down because I gotta edit all this. It's gonna take forever.
yeah. So yeah, you guys have any final thoughts to say either about Donkey Kong or about Nintendo or anything like that? Since we already gave our thoughts on Donkey Kong, so we can
I still don't believe you guys. That game should be #1, not #4.
I say play Donkey Kong Country. It does deserve a play. And for Nintendo, just wait for E3. If you, even if you think it's disappointing, at least they did come with some games. And it might not interest you yet, but I'm just like, give it time. Actually, wait till the games come out or a demo come out and play them. Don't worry about the holiday season. There's games coming out that everybody can play. Zelda U, I would wait. I would rather they get everything for that game right
yeah.
before it's released. Because if
Yeah.
you want an upper world, if you been complaining and said that you want an Elder Scroll, Oblivion, Skyward, or Skyrim open world game from Nintendo and Zelda U, that takes time.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting situation, and I think in classic internet fashion there was a bit of an overreaction. I think Nintendo's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's definitely we'll see what happens at E3. There's got to be stuff to play. Mother 3's coming out, right? Uh, and yeah, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks for joining us, and hopefully we didn't burn the garbage fire that is this episode too much.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I'm just
thanks for joining.
happy that we're gonna be playing Yoshi next month. 'Cause Yoshi
Yeah,
won.
that's it. You're on point with the
Yeah.
other Smash
Yoshi
stuff that
just
needs to
won. Yoshi just won today, so Yoshi's Woolly World will be all next month. Um, I'm happy because it's one of the newer games. We've been playing a lot of older games the past couple of months, so I know a lot of people are happy with this one.
And it's beautiful. Oh my goodness, Yoshi's Woolly World is so beautiful. I can't wait till we talk about the music in that game. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Yoshi Woolly World is fantastic. It's really good. And you brought up a great point, Anthony. That yeah, we play a lot of older games, but we haven't really touched too many newer games. Like what was the last newer game we played? Metroid Prime, I guess.
Prime, yeah.
Prime and
Um,
Bayonetta, but we do a lot of older games, so it's always good when we sneak like a newer game in there, especially like you said, they really nailed the look of Yoshi's Woolly World, and even like the level design. There's some really clever things in there that I can't wait. I played it, but I haven't beaten it, so I'm looking forward to. I think I'm gonna finally get through it this month.
Yeah. While you guys were talking about Shingami and Dragon Quest, all you have to just put the game on hold at GameStop. No way to
Nice.
pick up.
nice.
Awesome. Yeah. So
All right.
I think that's just about it. So yeah, we'll sign off for now, and we'll see you guys next month. All right. Good night, guys. Bye.
Peace. Bye.